Hi everyone, hope everyone is doing well. So something funny just happened to me. I've been using VidMe more often now. It's an alternate to YouTube, and it's something that I use more for my political videos than for the fitness stuff. Although I do post the fitness stuff on here, it's more so to just not deal with YouTube shenanigans when I post stuff about fitness news or political news. But this video isn't about that. It's about one of the fitness people that I was able to find on VidMe, which I actually found this Tim guy, and I saw that he had 23,000 subscribers on YouTube, so he's a pretty big channel, at least especially relative to me. He's a very big channel, and so he has a pretty significant following, and I was just watching his stuff. Makes, your run-of-the-mill powerlifting type stuff, but it's of interest to me, so I was watching, and I left a couple comments. The one is my original one. We'll come back to this one in a second, but just one said, I think powerlifting and weightlifting is fun, but sometimes it's more of a grind, blah, blah, blah. Something related, he talked about in the video, powerlifting being boring, and it was kind of a comment in regards to that, but, just a generic comment. And I decided, since I'm just a cool guy, I decided I'm going to try and go to his Instagram and see what he has there. Now, I can't go to his Instagram now because the poor little guy had to block me because he got triggered a little bit. And so we'll go back to my comment in a second of what I did since he deleted that. But here's what I got. I saw the notification on my phone that said, bye. Now, what made him say bye? What triggered Tim the Snowflake? I left the same comment on his VidMe video, or at least a variation of it. Basically, my comment on the original one was, you look like a discount max tuning. That was it. And I put the semicolon and a capital D to try to give the message that I was being sarcastic, but apparently he hasn't quite grasped that sarcasm yet, which I guess is something that he has yet to develop as far as his intellectual ability goes. But I think it's something he'll be able to eventually if he pays attention a little bit. But the comment that I left after I saw that I got blocked on his Instagram was, you still look like a discount max tuning. Apparently you don't understand. Jokes are sarcasm. Hashtag sad. And I laughed at my own comment there because it made me think of that's how Trump would finish a tweet about this topic. He would put hashtag sad or hashtag sarcasm or something with that. I envision, since I don't think you can block people on VidMe, that he'll most likely delete my comments on here and won't be a fan of me, which is really weird because I left it as being very sarcastic with it, as not being serious in the slightest, because I thought he was a pretty interesting guy. I didn't realize he was this big of a snowflake, and I'm sure many of you can think of variations of that word that would be just as fitting, that would accurately describe this gentleman. But it makes me think of the type of culture that I'm around when I'm in the weight room, and have always been around as far as fitness and sports, frankly, in general, the guy camaraderie. Perhaps I'm been a damaged human being and I'm just around weird people and weird cultures, but with most people that I've been around, and this is actually, now that I think about it more deeply, but sports, fitness, and just guys in general, the type of humor and the type of conversation that you have tend to be very offensive to the general populace. They tend to be very just dirty and gross and intentionally kind of just out there to be funny. I mean, humor is saying things that aren't expected, and when you go to the extremes, then it can often be funnier, and especially when you're in spaces that you don't have to worry about censoring yourself in any sense of the word, those sort of jokes get lived out a little bit more. And the weight room is one of the best places for that because, one, we're a bunch of guys in there, we're relieving stress in there, so we often complain about work and other people, and we just like making those kind of jokes, at least from my experience, and I enjoy making those kind of jokes. And as far as what I could have said, it's a very benign joke. Very benign. Of all the things that could trigger someone, I think that when I offend people with jokes like that, I think it's very funny, because many people are much more offended when I talk about my views on religion or specific religions or political things and different things like that, and that's more understandable. But a generic comment like that, I think it's very, very hilarious with that. But going to his Instagram, I can't go to it anymore because he blocked me, it might be broken or removed. I know your game, Instagram. He blocked me because he said bye, and then I could not access his stuff anymore, which is hilarious. But kudos to him for getting Bart Kwan to be a follower of him, or interesting him enough to be a follower, since Bart Kwan is pretty significant as far as YouTube fitness and probably Instagram fitness stuff goes as well. But I'm going to continue to follow this gentleman as much as he lets me. If he starts deleting comments, then I'll lose interest. But I think it's very hilarious that Tim and the Badu, or however you say his name, got triggered and very offended at my comment of comparing him to Max Tuning, this gentleman, which he actually will lift with a hat like Max Tuning, and we'll go up to the video, the triggering video, and I'll apologize because I think it's going to play sound, but or maybe not, but yeah, so you can see there, and I'll exit out so it doesn't play sound, but he has a hat, a belt, barbell brigade. I think Max Tuning has worn that before. Looked a little bit similar. Thought I was being funny. I guess I'm just, I'm a horrible bigot, and I'm just here to trigger people and take them out of their safe spaces or something. I don't know. It's so weird to offend people in the fitness community, of all things. I thought people who powerlift were a little bit tougher, and I think for the most part they are. Tim here is the exception to what I would say is the rule with powerlifters, and maybe it's too much of the people I'm around, too much of the power cast, too much mathsthetics, too much of that sort of stuff, too much of just being around cool people and not expecting this sort of thing. But I figured I would share this with you all because it was something that's rather funny. And yeah, so that's that's about it that I have for this video. I'll make another video if something different happens, but I have a feeling, my prediction is that he'll just delete my comments and be forever triggered because he was compared to Max Tuning, which isn't even a bad comparison because I think Max Tuning is a decently cool guy. Not as interested in his videos anymore, but definitely, you know, he's a cool guy. But who knows with all that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.